This girl was doing a weird act. She was hiding in the corner and peeking at other people dating. While she was watching them, then the schoolgirl suddenly walked to her. She hurriedly pretended not to know anything. A drama began. The first schoolgirl had just left. And then the schoolboy dated with another girl. Claire insisted 100% that this male student was a bad boy. This statement was right. Surely, Claire's eyes were good. Why? Please take a closer look at the previous scene. When the boy and the girl were together, a pink aura surrounded them, and pink represents sweetness. The major problem was that the pink aura was not from the light. Claire was a bit weird, but she had a special power. That she could read other people's thoughts. She could know people's thoughts through their auras. For example, pink for sweetness, orange for happiness, or yellow for confidence. Is this ability useful? Definitely, it's possible to predict people's minds. For instance, today Claire had to compete for the main actress role in the play. Before going on stage, she saw a purple aura from her opponent. It meant the opponent was scared and stressed right now. Let's see Claire's performance. Hey girl, if you're so scared, just go home to breast milk. Thanks to this power of color, Claire easily got the main actress role. A week later, the schoolgirl was bullied by Claire beforehand. She could only help Claire do chores and choose costumes. Claire saw the green aura radiating from that female student. And green represented loathing. As soon as she saw the green aura, Claire asked her best friend. Besides that schoolgirl, who is dissatisfied with me? Not at all. Don't think too much. Claire was suspicious, so she used his power one more time. Then, she found that many people had green aura. Claire was worried. She decided to punish those people. So she secretly followed a bad leader, and recorded the relationships of all members in the crew. Then the interesting drama began. Claire scattered all the documents she collected. She wanted them to turn on each other, causing the internal fight. So they would have no time to envy her. Do you wonder if Claire's power can help her know people's minds? And if it is possible, so she can understand people's emotions? But actually, it didn't. There was a schoolboy Claire had never been able to see through. So, what color did he radiate? That boy was the monitor, an ideal man Claire liked. Every time she saw him, Claire couldn't use her power. One evening, perhaps because she offended many people in the crew, Claire suddenly received a message in the group. The second day after her ugly photo was revealed, Claire was too embarrassed. She wore sunglasses to school. Besides that, there was another reason to wear sunglasses. This was because she frequently used the power. And Claire's eyes swelled up. She told Con to help her find a hacker. Con said, "Claire, have you forgotten? There is a super hacker in our class." Claire got it and immediately went to meet the genius hacker, Wave. She wanted him to find out her opponent. "You are so ugly. Say nothing. Thanks. If you agree, then make a bid, don't talk too much." Because they had a conflict beforehand. So Wave just wanted to annoy Claire a little. "Okay. If you want me to help you, remove your makeup. Then call me Wave Bro in front of everyone." It was excessive. Claire was arrogant, so she went away. Claire deliberately yawned. The schoolgirl next to her yawned, too. Claire asked that girl, "Did you steal a glance at me?" Based on psychological theory, yawning can be contagious. That girl immediately said, "What's?" The leader just yawned too. The leader quickly pointed at the boy next to him and said, "Look, he is also yawning too. It's normal to yawn when staying up late, right?" Claire quickly realized that boy must have a problem. He closed his legs, covered his mouth, showing that he was nervous. He must have something to hide from her. Since last night, after the ugly photo was uploaded by an anonymous person. Now, Claire had become a skeptic person. She thought that everyone wanted to hurt her. She couldn't help it but immediately started to scold everyone. At this time, she received a message from the anonymous person. Claire just raised her head and saw that boy holding the phone. "Hey guy. It's you." Claire immediately rushed to fight with that boy. A girl could go crazy when her ugly photo was revealed. Claire's screams rang out until Con pulled her away. Now that schoolboy could get out of trouble. Con comforted Claire not to care too much about the past. Now she was very beautiful. That's fine. But how could Claire accept it? It's hard to comfort a girl like her. At this moment, her phone rang. The caller was the anonymous person. He used a transducer to change his voice. He said he had Claire's previous exclusive video. Immediately, Claire's face changed color. She asked what he wanted. Unexpectedly, he said he wanted Claire to give up her main actress role in the play. Deadline was tomorrow. You want to be the main actress in the play or on the internet? Claire found the monitor Pun and asked him to find that anonymous person. Pun agreed, but he didn't understand. Just a photo in the past, why Claire was so nervous like that? Was there something else hidden behind? Claire was much panicked. It's okay when people saw that ugly photo. But she couldn't let the guy she liked watch her previous video. The monitor suddenly said, "Claire, I've been competing recently, so I may not be able to come to your play." Now, Claire's heart was broken. She said that's okay, but she was extremely disappointed, because she tried at most to be the heroine, and to become the most beautiful girl in front of the boy she liked. It's time to rehearse before the performance started. But Claire was heartbroken, so she hadn't come yet. Under an urgent situation, the leader let Claire's best friend take place of the main actress. The anonymous man called Claire. He informed that it's 12 o'clock in 5 minutes. If she still hadn't give up on acting, he would reveal Claire's secret to everyone. Cinderella is about to become a maid. The show is about to start. Claire recognized the leader's voice on the phone. The troublemaker was indeed in the team. This time, she had to catch the troublemaker. As soon as she got to the stage, Claire saw the assistant making a call. Claire directly splashed water on her. The assistant was confused, she didn't know what's going on. "You are shameless woman." Then, Claire grabbed her phone and turned on the speaker. "Hello, my daughter, can you hear me?" "What? Not her. Then it must be this guy." That schoolboy put his hand on his waist and angrily scolded Claire. He said he didn't have the time to do that. Claire was so impatient that she cried, "It's almost 12 o'clock. So she went crazy and grabbed the audience's phones. She completely lost her temper. She shouted so that the troublemaker soon appeared. But no one answered her. At this moment, her phone rang again. "Time's up. Goodbye." "Hey, wait a section." At 12 o'clock, the bell rang throughout the hall. The phone message also rang. "Only 400 people. I won't take my shirt off until reaching 500 people." Now, Claire daren't watch it anymore. After that, everyone received that video. She rushed forward to prevent people from watching it. Looking at the complicated emotion of the boy she liked, Claire couldn't deny it, she knew it's all over. After the video was published, Claire felt sad, dropped out of school, hid in the house. Although the whole school was mocking her now, there's always someone by her side. Anyway, everything happened. Flip comforted Claire to relax a bit. She didn't care too much about people's opinions. Whatever they thought, Claire might not care. But when she remembered how the monitor looked at her that day, she felt very sad and embarrassed. She couldn't bear to face the boy she liked. Flip couldn't continue to hear it anymore. If the monitor really liked her, then he easily accepted this problem. This isn't a minor problem. If your girlfriend also made that kind of video, would you accept it? I would. The atmosphere suddenly became strange. After talking with Flip for a moment, Claire's problem was solved. She also had a new outlook. She stood in front of the mirror and removed all her makeup to begin the Queen's revenge on the day of the play because of Claire's bad reputation. So Claire's best friend got the main actress. At first, her best friend did very well. But Claire suddenly appeared. "It's only a few days until my wedding. You are my best friend." "What's up, my best friend? This is my wedding. How dare you stand here? How dare you replace me?" Claire's sudden appearance made the audiences bewildered. Claire continued to make something up. She exposed her best friend's fake face and threatened her. In the backstage, Flip pressed the button. Then the screen started playing Claire's video. The audiences laughed at her. No one expected that Claire would smear herself like that. At this time, the green aura surrounded the best friend. This was the symbol of loathing. Today Claire wanted to revenge on her best friend. Just like the way she did to Claire. Claire would reveal her best friend's dark past in public. Unless the best friend made a public apology to Claire. "I did it. It's because I envy you, okay?" Her best friend scolded Claire for being shameless. Finally, the best friend was dragged away and the revenge was over. Thanks to the professional acting skills, Claire had made the audiences laugh and then cry. Then, Claire returned to the backstage to find the Queen's gown. While Claire was trying to find it, then the assistant that Claire had bullied walked over to put on her the gown. The person she trusted betrayed her. The person she hated treated her sincerely. Claire had tried all her efforts in this play, and the performance was very successful. She got a round of applause from the audiences. In the backstage, Fluke also smiled happily. After the performance, Wave called Claire back. He's curious and asked her who gave her a video of the best friend. At this point, Claire was surprised. You didn't send it to me. Actually, Wave was a bad guy. How he could be so kind. But if not Wave, so who sent it to her? At the same time, Flook was bringing the equipment back. After thinking for a moment, Claire said to him, Flook, have you said? So you can accept me and considers me your good friend. It turned out Claire knew that he liked her for a long time. But Claire didn't want to lose a good friend. She always avoided his feelings. However, after this incident, she fully understood that. She wanted to live a life where she could be herself. So she needed to be honest with everyone around her. There was always a man's image in Claire's heart. The person Claire would probably never be able to touch. After that, Claire went to the piano room, and she confessed her feelings to the monitor Pun. She knew the person helping her wasn't Wave. So surely, it was the monitor who had an excellent academic performance. He copied Wave's documents and anonymously sent her videos. Pun said nothing, just smiled. Then he gave her a bunch of flowers to congratulations on her performance. Claire was surprised and also delighted. Did you come to watch it too? I think you're the cutest. Claire wanted to explain her past, but Pun interrupted her. Let bygones be bygones. Be present. Don't let the past be the obstacles to our progressing relationships. Claire nodded, but she was still unable to calm down. Wait a minute, what does it mean to take our relationships a step further? Claire suddenly thought of it. She quickly used her power. He always didn't let her see clearly. But now, she could see the pink aura radiating from his heart. Claire fully understood and smiled shyly. In the end, she went on a date with the monitor. The next character's power will be as special as Claire's. Don't forget to follow and stay tuned.